Ready? Zip. 1, 2, 3. 1. Zip. Zap. Professional. I ask people on my Instagram, to like ask me questions and tell us topics that what are you doing? Okay, so Elena wants us to talk about white feminism. How nasty it is. Which week?
That you just have to, like, this is something that I struggle with and everyone struggles with. You have to just create this like mindset that everyone is equal, no matter. I think that as soon as you say like, oh, white people are superior because XX, like, are, you know, you're like, the adjective makes them superior, because I don't think white's a color. White is the color of this shirt. It's kind of a creamish color.
I'm pretty close to that color actually in this lighting.
I don't know.
Something really important that is to acknowledge your privilege too, which I feel like a lot of people really don't want to do. Like I see a lot, mostly men and white men and women, trying to claim reverse racism. For example, like,
oh, when people are like, oh, all lives matter, and you're like, hold on, because it's true that all lives do matter, but the movement, it's not. We're not saying that all lives don't matter, but we need to focus on something that's important right now.
Yeah,
because
the value of a black life compared to the value of a white life
is
in the eyes of like whatever our average cop.
Well, I'm not gonna say cop. But I think a lot of people. I'm just defending cops because like one of my really good friends, her dad's a cop.
Well, yeah,
and so like
not all cops.
But there are few that need.
But there are that are.
They need
and
to
we need to have full trust in our police force.
But
we don't, because white lives are already at that level. And
white
when you say all lives matter, that's what you're trying to include. You're trying to include white lives. You're not like, well, hey, what about Hispanics that are being persecuted? Like, no, you're thinking about white people.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
we're already at that level.
White lives are already protected and already idolized
and valued
and
made to be
and
this
admired.
like weird goal. My aunt asked us to talk about the pay gap. Women earn 80 cents for every dollar a man earns. The number goes down for women of color.
I've seen like studies or just experiments where people have sent in identical resumes, like they graduated from the same school and they have the exact same internships. Yeah, exactly. The exact same, like not even kind of similar, exact same. And like a lady who has a name of a stereotype of a certain race or ethnicity was turned down. The lady with the typical Emily Johnson, which I hope no one takes offense to that, but that's the typical name, right? I mean, we're gonna say that that's a white name because that's what people assume, right? They were offered the position, but we're gonna say Maya Fernandez was not. Because people just assume these things, and they're raised on these beliefs that aren't true.
There are a lot of reasons for the pay gap. Like, women don't work as many hours, like, that's true, because we have this sort of preconceived notion that dates back to, like, caveman days where women have to stay at home and, like, feed the baby and are more likely to drop out because, like, there's just so many factors that go into it. Like, the thing with the Equal Pay Act of 1963 also, so there are like loopholes in it which do allow for employers to sort of discriminate based on sex without overtly going out and doing that. Like they can discriminate based on like personality, which obviously can be influenced by sexism and racism, and there aren't really like harsh consequences if they do that. So just do that. Just because something is illegal does not mean it doesn't happen. Anna, who I love, and I don't know that very well, but
I've known her since like the 5th grade. Fun
for real?
fact. Yeah.
She says, what about the discrimination against trans women, especially trans people of color?
1 in 12 trans people are killed. I know that's one of them. 1 in 12
that's
trans people
true.
are murdered. Not.
That's horrifying.
Like suicide is another topic. Murdered is 1 in 12.
And the rape statistic for trans women of color is 1 in 3. Another, like, our vernacular, like, our language that we use is really an important thing to learn, by the way, people that refuse to use pronouns for non-binary people. They, them, their. Not that hard. But, like, I don't know, when people were still referring to Caitlyn Jenner as he, or Laverne Cox, or whoever, or when we say stuff like, whatever, abortion rights, we refer to them as women's rights.
It's hard to accept a new concept, especially when you're not educated about that concept.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand, mentally process. I think a lot of people are scared, which is why they're afraid of, we're just going to, I'm used from Hispanics, or LGBT community, people of color. They're afraid of different people. I think, and this is something that like I've had to teach myself, because once again, it's a new concept. I think you just have to like understand and accept what people tell you that they are, and like not question it. If I tell you tomorrow that like, hey, my name is now, I want to go by Mark, and I feel like I'm a guy, then you have to say, okay, Mark. You just have to mentally accept it, and you can't question it.
Oh, beauty standards.
Oh, so actually, fun fact, I can rant about this for hours.
Girl.
Yesterday, I spoke with 3 people at my school. I go to an all-girls school. They're different grades. Each of them told me about their diet plan, and one of them almost sounded like an eating disorder, how she's skipping meals. And how she doesn't eat lunch and dinner because she wants to lose weight, which is not healthy whatsoever. It slows your metabolism down. But I think that people put so much pressure, and it's something that I have like fought so much. Because like, fun fact, I'm not like a size 0. LOL. It's fine. Have you seen the movie Tangerine on Netflix? No. Watch it. It's the weirdest movie. Not weird, but like it doesn't have like a climax or anything. It's just a movie and then it ends, and you're like, it's like
life goals.
It's interesting.
It just happens and then it ends. Okay, so the beauty standard that we are presented in most of our media, in magazines, in film, but like is white, first of all, thin. By the way, I've done nothing to merit being thin. It's just my metabolism.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand how much people are born with their body type. Like, I don't work. You definitely work out more than me. Like, she's definitely stronger than me. She doesn't have more muscles. Like,
that's just like the way I'm built. My dad's 6'7" inches tall. No, like I'm serious. Like, I am going to be tall and I'm gonna be big because that's my genetics. But it's another, layer to unravel.
Shrek.
Women's natural hair, black women's natural hair, is not considered beautiful or professional. Like, it's not accepted in the workforce. So I think that
it's just this normalization of only European features is beautiful.
Just like the fact that people feel as if they have to fit a certain mold, which they can never naturally achieve. I can never achieve blue eyes and blonde hair naturally because surprise!
Surprise! I'm Hispanic!
Newsflash!
Like, you're not a fool, and then you can bring it around the other side and be double the comfy. True! We're adorable.
Thumbnail.
Honestly.
When my best friend tells me that she didn't eat lunch today because she feels like she's too fat, like that's not okay. Oftentimes people think that, or they don't have the facts, right? And so they try to diet, and it ends up being dangerous because they're not consuming enough, or what they are eating isn't actually healthy for them.
Like, first of all, if you're like 18 and under, you should not diet. Like, at all. Ever. You are growing.
80% of 10-year-olds have dieted once in their life. Story time about how I kind of like something mentally kind of clicked with me. I was at a softball banquet because when am I not at a softball form of event, and they had like Alfredo pasta. And I love this. My mom, and this is like my mom looking out for me. I'm not mad at my mom for anything, but she was like, don't get Alfredo because it's unhealthy and it's creamy. Like, if you want pasta, go for a red sauce because it's less creamy and less unhealthy. Hate red sauce. And one of my friends, she was like, who cares if it's unhealthy? Like, go for it, because I wanted the Alfredo pasta, and I mean, this is like obviously like life skills. You're so much happier. Like, I'm gonna regret not getting that cupcake when I die.
I feel like the only time you should try to gain or lose weight
is for health reasons.
Is when your health is being legitimately affected. I don't know, like up until like 3 years ago, the conversation you hear a lot is someone saying, I'm fat, and someone else replying, no, you're pretty. As if those two are mutually exclusive adjectives, which of course they're not, and it's really frustrating. Like 6th, 7th grade or something, I saw a post on Tumblr that changed my life. It really did though, it changed how I see weight and beauty and a lot of things. It was like, it basically said that, like, I'm so tired of people linking fatness with ugliness, because they're not linked, because weight is just your relationship with gravity, and you can be both. We said beauty standards and gender roles. A couple of people said gender roles.
I think gender roles are like something, because I have a vagina, means I have to be in the kitchen. Newsflash, I can't cook.
Alright.
Did I tell you about the time I tried to make chicken noodle soup? I burnt it. You don't want me in your kitchen. But it's just a cycle of racism sexism and misogyny. It's you teach your sons to be the breadwinners, and you teach your daughters how to cook. You teach your daughters how to clean. Yeah, I can change your tire. Can you do it? I mean,
look, square up, buddy. Because that's from the days when women would obviously stay at home with the kids to breastfeed, and so the guy would go out and hunt.
You know how YouTubers always complain like, "Oh, my camera shut off." I'm gonna bring up a story of someone that we know that there were potential charges for them to be charged with sexual assault. They did when they were younger, or not younger, but it was a couple of years ago. And when my dad confronted this person's father, and he was like, "Yeah, so what's going on?" Well, he said, "Oh, he's just being a boy, and boys are boys," right? And he justified the fact that he was molesting another girl or assaulting another girl.
Boys will not be boys. Boys will be held accountable for their actions like everybody else.
At Ethan Couch. I just had a
the cop, right? The cop.
No, I'm thinking of the Stanford guy.
Oh, the Stanford.
I can't think of his name.
It's okay. No one needs to know his name.
Everyone knows him by the Stanford guy. He goes, "Oh, he's a swimmer at Stanford. He can get away with raping a girl because he has a future ahead of him." That girl did too, but because of his actions, she will be scarred and she will be mentally affected by that for the rest of her life. But I don't want someone to feel like they cannot express what has happened to them because they're boys and they have to tough it out. Boys can't cry, boys can't have feelings, which is
like the patriarchy, which basically is the system that values masculinity over femininity, and it affects everyone except men that are just naturally super masculine and never have to cry ever, which basically men like that don't exist. Like, men have a lot higher suicide rate than women, which makes sense because they have to oppress so much in order to be considered straight, in order to be considered masculine or a man or human. Barbara asked for other fun feminist sayings. Don't be racist.
Yeah. Oh, America needs more nasty women.
Izzy asked lesbian stereotypes and discrimination.
I think that there's the whole
butch.
Yeah, it's butch. And how people are who's the man in the relationship, and you're
ideally no one.
Well,
that's kind of the point.
Just stereotypes in general are dumb. Dumb. They're so dumb.
The gay stereotype too.
Yeah, oh, he must be.
We only get one representation of gay men in the media, and it's the lisp and the oh my god, slay!
Yeah.
Just very effeminate. Representation in the media. Let's just get into this for a hot second. Queer baiting. It's basically when they have, most of the time it's two guys, and they're friends in a show or whatever, and they put in a lot of stuff that makes it seem sort of potentially obviously this romantic relationship could be there, and it's normally shipped by most of the fandom. For example, Poe Dameron and Finn in the new Star Wars, but then for example, if it was revealed in the next episode that whatever Finn and Rey are going to be together, that would be considered queer baiting, baiting people because they think there's going to be a gay relationship. So Gwen said, "I second trans women and how white feminism fails so hard at intersectionality." And also, by the way, you're my personal queen from Yale.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! She was in a musical. She's in my French class. She's
oh yeah, she was.
She's A1. Okay, sorry.
So what? And the violence of a woman and how it gets invalidated. We talked about that too. But
I have to be home by 11.
Okay. It's 10:59.
It is 10:59.
Let's talk about Sharon and Mirador. Just kidding.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little bits and pieces about feminism. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned.